life of Dr. King as a minister is powerful in my life because my parents raised me to love God, to love community. So to see him as a minister go out and take a stand on social justice issues speaks volumes to me, and I hope everybody else. Many of the quotes that he used during his time in life, people still use. You just use one that is clear and
kind of prevalent, very important today.
Very important today, because while it seems like there's a lot of hate out there, the only way we can fix that is with love. And so,
that's right.
I appreciate my job, being elected to serve the people, but I have to tell you, without question, I walk in every day into that place under the will of God. And I ask for his grace when I walk in, and I thank him for his grace when I leave. Because I could not even do this if it wasn't for God. So I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful for Dr. King's legacy. I think that it will never die because it always remains purposeful in our life.
And looking also at the areas of unrest, the areas of racial tension, we deal with that in a matter of love. I tell the church, I'm going to love the hell out of it.
Amen.
Because one of the things that we have to look at is I'm not going to fight you. I'm not going to go down to your level.
Amen.
All I want to do, I want to bring people up to another level.
Hallelujah.
And being a pastor, we have to look at the holistic approach of being a pastor. My job does not end on a Sunday after delivery of a sermon, because I have to live in a community that people are hurting and they need help as well. So at the Second Baptist Church of Lackawanna, I let them know any programs that we have is not for the church, it's for the whole community. So we have to be holistic in that approach, because everybody's not coming to the church.
Right.
We have to take the church out to the world.
That's right.
And if we don't show them who Christ is by us living, then the Bible that we read and the life that we live that they read won't compare.
When I was a young child, I have 5 brothers. We grew up in a house where our parents, they lived through the civil rights movement. And they wanted to make sure that they instilled in us, because I was born toward the end of it, what values are important to us in life. So I was raised on empathy, understanding for other people, and I believe Dr. King hammered that home in every speech that he gave, especially as far as love. Service to the community, you have to be dedicated to give the best service you can, because people, when they see us, we don't usually see them in a normal light. We see that they have a need from us, and we have to provide some empathy in order to understand what their problems are so that we can give them good quality service.
You're speaking as a police officer and also
Yes.
in a high-ranking position as deputy commissioner.
Yes.
So it's a heavy weight that you carry, knowing that you want your officers to also have the heart
And mind and courage for policing. Law enforcement is not an easy job. We have to have integrity. We have to serve with honor. Humility, being a humble person, is so important. We can never go into a situation where our minds are so full of ourselves that we're better than people. We have to have humility, and I don't walk around ever thinking that I'm better than anyone. I'm down here just like everybody else. And Dr. King was in the struggle with our people.
And the last thing he taught me was courage.
All right.
Was courage.
All right.
That no matter what, you must speak truth to power. That no matter what, you must stand against injustice. And I cannot even begin to imagine the levels of intimidation that King faced.
Amen.
And he faced them
Amen.
daily.
Yes. always walking under the shadow of threats,
That's right.
hounded by government agents spying on him,
That's right.
attempting to use this information to blackmail him,
Yes.
to silence him.
Yes.
To the young people that are here, Dr. King was a tremendous influence on my life because some of you might not know that he went to Morehouse when he was 15 years old.
I didn't know that.
So that you don't have to be old to be intelligent to get anything done. He was ordained to preach the gospel at 19 years of age. So if God has a calling on your life, you need to stand up and move forward. I saw a 13-year-old boy start college. So don't tell nobody you're waiting until you get to be a certain age in order to do certain things.
In terms of the legacy he left, I think there's one overarching legacy that I take an inspiration from, and that's he spent his whole life telling people things they didn't want to hear. Telling them things they didn't want to hear, particularly about race, but also about economic injustice. And as a columnist, particularly as a black columnist, that's how I consider my job, telling people things they don't want to hear. I just began writing a column here in Buffalo in 1992. And the question I got off incessantly over the first few years of the column was, why are you always writing about race? And I would always answer that question with another question. Why is it that no matter the state of the economy, whether it's a good economy or a bad economy, the black unemployment rate is going to be twice the white unemployment rate?
The impact of Dr. King. I remember hearing my parents talk about Dr. King with great reverence as a little boy. He was someone that fought bias, bigotry, discrimination. He wanted to bring people in this country together, and he wanted to bring them together so that race would no longer be an issue. It wouldn't be something that separated people. It wouldn't be something that divided people, and that it would not be a barrier to anyone in our country being able to realize their full potential. Obviously, without the work of Dr. King, it would not be possible for me to be in the position that I'm in as mayor of the city of Buffalo, and certainly not as the first African-American mayor of the city of Buffalo, which I was elected to this position first in 2006. And some people would say, for a city that was founded in 1832, it is a long time coming for the first African-American mayor to be elected in 2006. Dr. King was a bridge builder, and he was a barrier breaker. And because of those barriers that he broke, it made it possible, like me and so many others in the African American community, to ascend to positions of leadership throughout this community and throughout our country. So for businesses that embrace diversity, they sell more products, they make more money, they are more profitable. For communities that embrace diversity, they are more vibrant, they are more healthy. The bottom line of the city is more healthy. The tax burden is generally lower. The jobs that are being created are generally greater. So we are all interrelated. And if we can work to make things better for everyone, we also make things better for ourselves. And one Dr. King quote that I used when we had the Section 6 news conference to push for that decision to be reversed is, "The time is always right to do what is right." And that is something that we should all embrace, that the time is always right to do what is right.
You are the strength of my life. I lift my hands in total praise to